Because, I want to have the Mulo, the Pahang dialect. Yeah, and I said, fine.
The title of the script was Kami. It told the story of two youngsters who run away from their village homes and meet in Kuala Lumpur. In the big, brash city, they struggle to survive. Sudirman's character, Tuku, dreams of becoming a pop star. For Sudirman, Kami was a deeply personal project.
Kami was a reflection of certain aspects of his personal life. And Kami is all about the exploration of a particular relationship between two individuals.
Tadi dia cakap, aku tak boleh balik. Tak boleh balik? Tak boleh balik macam mana? Besok ada orang datang ambil aku.
That final scene was the time when he was supposed to actually shed tears as he sat at the bus stop, realizing that he was losing a part of his life, and he would never see his friend again. And there was actually a close-up of him crying. He asked for a few minutes, and he went to one corner, he sat down, and a few minutes later he said, okay, I'm ready. And the tears, his eyes are brimming with tears.
Sudirman drew on many aspects of his own life and experience to create an authentic character.
If one realizes the kind of personal background he had, his family background, the struggles, his failed marriage, and probably a few other relationships, I think he had a deep well of experience to draw from. There was this ambivalence with Sudir. He could externalize, he could internalize, depending on what the need was. And that was one of the most admirable things, about him.
Kami was released in 1983, but found few admirers. Many critics expected the usual Hindustani-style film. Kami bombed. For Sudirman, by now used to success, this was a blow. And there was worse to come. He refused to be considered for an award as Best Newcomer, opting instead for Best Actor. It was a badly judged move. He ended up with nothing.
Kami didn't prove to be a commercial success. That was something that hurt.
Although Kami lost money when it was first released, nearly 2 decades later, the film is today regarded as a Malay classic.
Kami was selected the best film of the year. Now, if Sudir were alive today and he looked at all these achievements of the film, he would have been proud.
Disappointed by his foray into cinema, back in the real world, Sudirman had to face a more personal catastrophe. His childhood sweetheart Kay wanted a divorce. Sudirman was devastated.
Saya melihat waktu tu, inilah orang yang memang sayang habis pada bekas isteri dia. Dan dia memang tidak dapat menerima perpisahan itulah. Satu yang memang jelas.
Di dalam lagu-lagunya, saya tahu, saya dapat menghayati memang kesedihan ataupun kepedihan yang dialami oleh arwah Abang Sudir. Sampai saya juga merasakannya.
Sudirman had lost the second nurturing woman in his life. His film career had floundered. But he was not an artist who would ever accept defeat. Instead, he threw himself into a big new Asian tour, becoming Malaysia's ambassador of pop.
Sudir became like an ambassador for Tourism Malaysia. They used to send him to promote Malaysia. So he has gone to Australia, he has gone to New Zealand, quite a number of countries in the region.
Determined to capitalize on this international success, in 1986, Sudirman and Mike Burney came up with an audacious plan. Sudirman would put on a show in downtown Kuala Lumpur, in the very heart of the entertainment district, the renowned Chow Kit Road.
Chow Kit Road.
The concert would be free. Even the poorest Malaysian would hear Sudirman sing.
And he came up with the idea that they should have Malaysia's #1 performer promoting Chow Kit Road in a concert. Because it so happened that also Sudir has a song called Chow Kit Road.
It looked like an outrageous idea.
My initial response was, you gotta be kidding. But then I thought, why not? You know? Sudhir has always been a trailblazer, and there'll be lots of problems, you know. But let's try, you know, let's try and get it done.
The biggest problem Sudirman and his backers had to overcome was the most basic. There was no stage in Chow Kit Road.
We built it from scratch. So, and they wanted the stage to be in the middle of Chow Kit Road. Actually, first and foremost was to make sure that the traffic police came to stop the traffic. So all that had to be coordinated because the lorries have to come in with the wood and the scaffold and all that.
It was a Monday, and throughout the day, the crowds built up. By evening, more than 100,000 people were packed tightly together all along Chow Kit Road, waiting expectantly for Sudirman. Central Kuala Lumpur was in gridlock.
I think it was at about 6 p.m. There was just this sea of people, masses of people who had gathered around the stage waiting for the concert to start.
I couldn't even see the end of the road. It was just miles and miles and miles of people. I didn't even know where it ended.
There were people sitting on trees, on tree branches, and there were even people on the rooftops of the shop lots.
As night fell, tens of thousands of Malaysians waited for Sudirman in Chow Kit Road. He was determined not to disappoint them.
Sudirman being Sudirman, of course, was not going to make an ordinary entrance. I mean, come on, there's nothing ordinary about Sudirman. He always believed in doing the extraordinary. Everyone thought that he would be coming out the usual way, which was from behind the backdrop. The big surprise was when he actually emerged and was brought onto stage via a crane and a genie. So that was his trademark wow factor in making a dramatic appearance.
Bila nampak Sudir turun dari crane kan, kita rasa macam, oh, itu tak akan berlaku lagi lah.
The atmosphere was electrifying.
Everything was very loud because there were so many people. You know, they were singing along, they were cheering along.
Everybody was enjoying the song because that was the time he sang the song Chow Kit Road, and everybody was singing song together. You know?
Oh, suasana crowd memang dahsyat lah. Setiap lagu yang Sudirman nyanyi, semua orang akan nyanyi sama. It's like a fiesta tau.
You know, and never at one time were they unruly. Never at one time the crowd were they impatient with anything. They just loved him. They just waited for every song, and I think they enjoyed every part of the show from start till end. He was a master at his craft, and he was such a magician with the audience, honestly.
After 3 dazzling hours, Sudirman left the stage. Sudirman's free concert in Chow Kit Road was a spectacular display of national unity.
Dia sendiri pun tak sangka macam tu punya crowd beratus-ratus ribu orang kan. Tapi bagi dia memang satu kepuasan lah, itu dia punya kemuncak kepuasan dia di dalam negara, di dalam Malaysia kan.
Dia bangga lah, saya rasa dia dapat memberikan konsert yang semacam itu di tempat yang terbuka untuk orang yang tak pernah melihat dia di paddock, untuk orang yang tak pernah melihat konsert-konsert dia dengan bayaran kan.
And I was proud to be there because nobody does that kind of show anymore, and nobody can do it. He did it.
After his brilliant performance in Chow Kit Road, Sudirman's career would take a new and unexpected turn. Sudirman's Chow Kit Road spectacle heralded a new and surprising period in his career. It was as if music had provided the ultimate high. But now, he wanted something deeper. Increasingly, Sudirman turned to writing and drawing.
He also had like a special moment where he always invites a guest on stage where he would sing a very warm song as he sketches the portrait.
A lot of people didn't realize that Sudhir was a fantastic artist. I was in his house, and within minutes, he drew a portrait of me on the floor.
As ever, his friend and lyric writer Habsa Hassan played an inspiring role in creating this new Sudirman.
We come up with